Hi, this is Stan with Sweet Home AlaBourbon, coming to you with the review of today's bottle that I got the allocation. The Old Forester 100 ABC Select, coming from, let's check it out. We're coming from Warehouse I, floor number 4. The previous bottle I've had of this, the single barrel, came from Warehouse L, floor number 2, and it was by far my favorite bottle of 2025. So just throwing that out there, this is why I'm so excited about this bottle. I had 2 game plans going into the allocation drop this morning in Gadsden. The first one would have been E.H. Taylor single barrel and the Old Forester 100 here. I ended up 8th in line. I did not get the opportunity to get the E.H. Taylor single barrel. That's okay, because when we were in Kentucky last week, I ended up getting me another small batch of the E.H. Taylor. So this was really what I was shooting for, and I could not be more happy about complimenting that with the Eagle Rare 10. But let's just get straight into this review. I've already had a couple of pours of this. I've let it sit out in the open a little bit, as we always do on Sweet Home AlaBourbon, except for Matt in his last video where he just broke every rule that we have. But you know what, he was fired up, and I can't ever get mad about somebody wanting to review some bourbon. So let's get straight into this Old Forester single barrel. I want to tell you this too, guys. If you're doing any tastings and you're just like, you can't figure out what to do, Brandon Davis found this book. It's an awesome book. You'd have to hit him up and ask him where he got it from, but it is a bourbon tasting review book, and it has helped me out tremendously, and it helps you keep up with all your stuff. So let's go ahead and get after this Old Forester single barrel, 100 proof. I can't wait to get into it. I hope if some of y'all are out there hunting today, you found one of these bottles. So it's Old Forester single barrel, 100 proof, made by Brown-Forman, obviously coming from Old Forester, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, straight out of Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, the price point is going to be $64.99. We'll get to that later. Bottle size is 750 milliliter. Just clearing the palate right there, guys. I just had some water. So on the look, do you see how dark? I mean, Eagle Rare is dark, but look at how dark that Old Forester is. My favorite bottle is the Old Forester. It just feels sturdy, got a good handle to it. Feels like when you set it down, if you bump it, it's not going to knock it off a table. I love the black labeling here. So just straight off the bat on the Sweet Home AlaBourbon score, on the look, we're going 2.0. I don't feel like you can get a better look than what this bottle brings you. Love it. That's just got the label on the back. It just lets the liquor do the talking, lets the bourbon say, here I am. What you going to do about it? So, look, we got a 2.0. Let's get the nose. Okay, so the nose does it for me with this bottle. It's super duper clean. I'm getting black cherry, and if you've been running a chainsaw and you're out there cutting a tree a day after it's rained, and you just love that smell of those chips coming off that chainsaw, that is what this bottle gives to me. I love the smell of fresh cut wood, and I love the smell of this bourbon. So off the jump, I'm going nose 2.0. We're at a perfect score right now so far, y'all. Mouthfeel. Okay, the legs are pretty good on this bottle. You know, every single barrel is a little bit different. Just giving you a little bit of that shake right there. So if I'm looking at the legs, they're doing really well. They're kind of thin, but they're covering the whole glass, which is what I really like to see. It's a really good sign to me. So let's go ahead and get the mouthfeel on this bottle. This is the third pour that I've had of this bottle, because like I said, we're not going to give reviews on first pours of bottles. The first pour was, you know, not as flavorful. This third pour right here, hitting all the marks, y'all. I'm getting a very heavy vanilla on the front end. Middle on the palate, I'm getting a really good smoked oak, like a deeper char. towards the back of that just mouthfeel is throwing the caramel. It's mixed in with the vanilla, so it's got the three things I love: vanilla, a deep char, and then caramel hit me at the end. Not getting anything, like the oak is just really solid. That is so good, man. That's the thing about that's why it's Sweet Home AlaBourbon. We're not going to give you a review on the first pour most of the time, because once you get down in that bottle a little bit, you start getting some more flavor expressions and some more stuff going on. So that's really what we're looking for. So on the mouthfeel on this bottle, could be a little more oily to me. I'm going to go 1.8. That's really not a complaint. That's just if we're nitpicking because we're at the top of the food chain with this bottle. Going on to the finish. It's really crazy, man, because the finish stays really true to the vanilla and the caramel. The oak kind of gets away from you there towards the end, but the vanilla and the caramel finish is strong. Feel it down in that chest a little bit, but not too much. It's just a little side Kentucky hug. It's not the full Kentucky hug, which I'm betting that the older brother, the barrel proof Old Forester that I have, is probably going to give me a full Kentucky hug. But this is just exactly what I want. The 100 proof mark hits the mark for me. That's where I want to be. This bottle is not disappointing at all. It is meeting all the marks. So on the finish, I'm going to give it a 1.8 as well. So the last thing we're going to get down to is the value. People want to know, I think Matt touched on it with the Eagle Rare review. I've got $100 bottles that I'm like, I probably wouldn't have paid no more than 60 for that if I knew what it was. But that's the cool thing about bourbon. You got to find out what you like and what hits the mark for you. Value wise, at $64.99. This bottle, we could not find this bottle anywhere in Tennessee or Kentucky. The only time we've seen this bottle is at Alabama Allocations. Now, I've seen it on the internet, but that's different. Going into stores, nobody has it. We went in several stores, I'd probably say 5 or 6, that had the full proof, or the barrel proof Old Forester. And I did pick up a bottle of that at Liquor Planet in Murfreesboro, and I'm super excited to compare it to some other barrel proofs down the line, but y'all got to wait around for that. So we're going to go on the value of this bottle. At $64.99, what you're getting, the product you're getting, I got to go 1.8 on the value. I could go higher. I'm gonna stick it at 1.8. So where we're at on that is a 9.4 score, guys. This is a bottle that you want to hide from your friends. I've said all along that we're gonna be transparent on this page, okay? And I've been waiting to tell y'all about this bottle because truthfully, it is just for me, it is my favorite bottle. It won 2025 for me, hands down. It wasn't even close. The closest thing behind it would have been the Colonel Taylor small batch. So this bottle, I was curious, being a single barrel coming out of Warehouse I, floor 4. I was curious, hey, is it going to meet the standard that was set for me at Warehouse L, floor 2? And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, there is not any issues with this bottle compared to that first one that I had that was the best bottle that I've had in 2025. If you can get your hands on this, hit your local ABC stores up and see if they had any left over from the allocation. Everybody was going crazy about Sazerac stuff. But I will say this, go into the allocations. When I say crazy about Sazerac stuff, what I mean is crazy about E.H. Taylor. Blanton's were still sitting on the table, okay? Eagle Rare, even though they had almost triple the amount of Eagle Rare as opposed to E.H. Taylor. Eagle Rare was not flying off the table. Right now, Colonel Taylor is showing out for Sazerac and Buffalo Trace, and I completely understand, because if you get your hands on a bottled and bond small batch, it's going to blow your mind, especially if you get it at MSRP. But I'm telling you right now, if I put the Colonel Taylor and this Old Forester head to head, it would be a straight up dogfight, because these are the two best 100 proof bottles that I've seen. y'all got to go get one of these. It's a hard find. If you can order it, I'd say order it for real. Check your warehouse and your floor. I'd like to stay on the lower floors, anything above 4. I don't know. I would stay probably 4 to 2. If you could even get it lower than that, then that would be awesome. But just throwing that out there, guys. If you like Old Forester, if you're on the fence on the Old Forester 80s, I do not compare the Old Forester 86 to this. It's not even the same. This right here is a game changer. It's going to blow your mind. Sweet Home AlaBourbon score 9.4. Go get you